exactly. In the Morelos Mountains, campesinos are planting their fields, where the ghost of Zapata rides a horse that can still outrun the wheel. High in the sky above and clear outside is the free Mexican Air Force flying tonight. If they're in Kentucky, a cowgirl is cooling her heels, remembering that God gave us herbs and the fruits of the field. But a criminal law that makes outlaws of those seeking light make the free Mexican Air Force Mescalito riding his white horse. The free Mexican Air Force is flying tonight, flying so high. Yeah, yeah, yeah. How strange and innocent Earth
causes money to burn.
They'll jail you or kill you for making those rich fat cats squirm. But nothing can stop us, my vision is clearly in sight. And the free Mexican Air Force is flying tonight. Smoking
Calitos federales are loading their guns,
blowing smoke from their six-shooters, spinning their barrels for fun. Contrabandistas, banditos of light, we're the free Mexican Air Force and we're flying tonight. And high in the hills we are
harvesting sweet sensoria.
The law wants it all, 'cause they think the wild we can free us. Freedom for us is a prison for the rulers of might. That's why the free Mexican Air Force
Mescalito riding his white horse.
The free
Mexican Air Force is flying tonight, flying so high. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for stopping here, man. Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more. And I want to thank anybody who's any in y'all who stopped in here, man. I appreciate that, man. You don't know how much I appreciate that. Pigeon, shit, man. You're all over the place over here. My sister Beverly Rose, man. Thank you so much for coming in here, man. I appreciate it. Mary Teresa, Saint Hamster, salute sister. Dick Justice, yeah. R.I.P. BK, man. You know, BK was a cool dude. He used to come in here a lot. He'd always comment. I mean, he was definitely a presence in my life and in my YouTube life. And man, I'm sorry to see somebody transition, man. They're probably in a better place. I don't know, man. I have faith. I have faith in God, and I know he just discovered that he had the cancer ravishing his body, and man, God bless BK. God bless everybody, man. Today I'm here to talk about a cat named Duane Bobick, and he was a great white hope in the '70s, man. Boxing's always had a great white hope way back until up until when Jack Johnson, man, the dude who's Miles Davis, the Jack Johnson album is stapled above my forehead there, man. And there's always been a great white hope in boxing, and Duane Bobick he was an Olympian. He had an amazing amateur career, quasi good professional career. Nick M, my brother. Nick M, I want to thank you because I'm going to show some fights in here that I got off your channel. I know you told me I could use them, bro. And, man, I very seldom, everything I do is off the top of my head, but I wrote a couple of things down here today, man. And one of them says, thank Nick M. So, Nick M, brother, I want to thank you. And Bev, my evening is kind of cool, man. The microphone wasn't working on my YouTube, on my StreamYard. It was working, but it was real weak. And I was gonna do this yesterday, but it was so fucking weak. I was pissed off. I said, I'm just gonna do it tonight. Because sometimes YouTube it gets better the next day. Iceman, salute my brother. Nah, Nick, Nick M's got a real cool channel too, man. If you want to see some fights, man, classic fights. I pulled a few off here tonight, man. Where do you see Duane Bobick fights, bro? Where? But anyway, man, Duane Bobick, he was born August 24th, 1950. So he's 4 years older than I am. In fact, tomorrow's my birthday, man. Just in case anybody's interested out there. And I guess nobody knows unless we tell them. So anyway, tomorrow, Bruce Gass is 68 years old. We'll see how that's gonna go. But anyway, man, I go on Facebook now. I haven't gone on Facebook in years, but somebody told me, they said, dude, you're doing some nice shows on YouTube. Why don't you go on Facebook? You can do your shows on there. You get a broader audience and blah 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 blah. So I said, fuck, I'll go on Facebook. And I went on there and I started getting all these friends requests. And I got I must have got literally 1,000. I just yes. I didn't even look to see who they were. Yes. And one of them was Duane Bobick. I don't know if it was Duane or if it was one of his relatives and stuff, because I know he's suffering from dementia right now. He's really in a bad way. But anyway, I was like, whoa. So I sent right away. I sent an email. Hey, Duane Bobick, how you doing, brother? And they got right back to me immediately. So I don't know if it's a robot there or not. And I said, man, I wanna do a show to honor you, bro. And I'd like you to come on here. And he said, deteriorating health and extremely sharp. I don't know, man. My edibles I did earlier today is starting to kick in nicely, because I haven't smoked any weed now. We're going on 3 weeks, man. And me, dude, my fucking my avatar is the Toka 2, but I haven't smoked any weed in about 3 weeks because I've been making edibles. I've been making this tincture. And anyway, man, my lungs feel so much better. I have something called Barrett's syndrome. It's an esophageal disease, and it says, one of the things it says is not to smoke. And I don't smoke cigarettes, but man, weed, sun up to sundown. And now I'm making these edibles, and they're fucking, they do me nice. The old lady's popping them on a daily basis. We made this tincture, and I put a few drops. Well, not a few drops. I put there's actually 15 milliliters of THC per cc of this tincture. So I put about 10 cc's in a glass, throw some juice in there, bang. An hour later, I'm where I want to be. It's legal, it's effective. I don't take any other mind-altering substances. I don't drink alcohol, caffeine. I don't take any sedatives, painkillers, tranquilizers, man. I love my weed. I've been smoking weed since 1969. I'm a fucking dyed-in-the-wool weed smoker, and I'll probably smoke it till the day I'm gonna cut myself off right there. I'm gonna ingest it till the day I die. I'll probably smoke again. I mean, dude, I have a fucking on my coffee table here. My fucking mouse just went down. Excuse me for a second. I gotta get up. See, I had to, my mouse fell down from the side of my couch over here, but, see, I bought this pack of papers, man. 500 papers in here, and this will probably last me, maybe the rest of my life. But anyway, man, I'm a big supporter now of, my buddy was gonna get me a vape too, Mary. A good friend of mine, I haven't seen him in a long time. We got together over the holidays. I mean, this is one of my soul brothers. One of my soulmate brothers. I don't know what you want to call him, but you know, it's like I never stopped seeing him. And we got it on nicely. I gave him some of the honey that I made. I made some infused honey, and he's a weed smoker. Him and I used to drive to freaking Boston and cop weed back in the day. We'd take 50-mile trips, go up there and do our thing, and yeah, it was a great time. But anyway. One of the constants has been weed, and anybody out there who doesn't smoke, what are you doing in here? I'm fucking with you, man. I'm fucking with you, but I'm digging on these edibles, man. I really am. I do them like twice a day. I made some cake the other night, man, because I infused it with glycerin. I had to order glycerin over the internet, and I infuse it with glycerin. Usually I infuse it with grain alcohol, the 195 proof shit. But it come out like almost like a honey sweet. I don't know if you know what glycerin tastes like. Not nitroglycerin, because when it's sweet. It's very, very sweet. And I made a cake with a batch of it yesterday or 2 days ago. My wife and I have been eating it for 2 days. And it's got to have about 150 milligrams per piece in there. So it's strong as a motherfucker, man. It's good stuff. But anyway, man, let me get back to my show over here. We're talking about the Great White Hope, man. We're talking about Duane Bobick. Hey, Con Shawnee, how you doing, brother? Nice to see you here, man. And any of you cats, man, if I haven't wished you a happy, a Merry Christmas and coming on Happy New Year. You know, it's coming on Christmas and it's over. It was fun. It was another day, but you know, I got a lot. I get more when I give people things. I'm not so much as a receiver. I'm more of a giver, man. You know, and I told somebody today, I said, man, you can't have it until you give it away, bro. You know, and that includes a lot in boxing. Yeah, it definitely helps me with my joint pain because I am totally, my shoulders are so shot, man. Oh, anybody wants to fight with me, man, you think Joe Joyce is slow, bro. Bruce Gass is like, he looked like Sugar Ray Leonard in his prime next to me, man. My shoulders are so shot and so painful, but hey, it's what we have to deal with. You know, when you get older, you're going to find every day when you get out of bed, it feels like you're in a football game. I mean, you get aches and pains, and some days you wake up and it's not so bad, and it's like, this is going to be a good day. I think it all depends on how I sleep. But anyway, man, Duane Bobick. Yeah, Mary, I'm the same way, sister. But he had a great amateur career. He had a fantastic amateur career. I want to get dates and times down here, and I want to get my mouse over here. Here we go. You know, his amateur highlights, man. He was all service, all Navy. He was a two-time all-service champion, a three-time Navy heavyweight champion, a two-time international military champion. And he was, see, I remember the 1972 Olympics, bro. I remember them. I remember sitting in front of the TV. ABC was having the Olympics all the time. Back then there were only 3 channels, and it was the end of the summer. ABC was had the Olympics all the time, bro. And Howard Cosell. It was the year that everybody thought Duane Bobick was going to beat Teofilo Stevenson. He had beaten him in the amateurs. He had beaten almost every. He had a fantastic amateur career, like I said, stellar. But he got stopped by Ron Lyle, and see that's something that Duane Bobick, that was his kryptonite, man. The overhand right. And he lost 4 times, and all 4 of those times were kind of devastating knockouts. But anyway, man, in the amateurs, he beat Mike Weaver. He was a very touted amateur. But unfortunately, man, when he was in the Olympics, and that 72 Olympics, that was a crazy, crazy Olympics. That's when the Palestine Liberation, PLO, they took over the Olympic Village. They shot a bunch of wrestlers. And, the only gold medalist we had from that year was Sugar Ray Seals, who was a friend of mine, man. You know, I met him several weeks ago, and I called him on Christmas. I left him I sent him a text. He got right back to me. We talked for about 10 minutes, and I want to have him on the show eventually. Great guy, bro, and he was the only gold medalist. And people thought Duane Bobick was going to be the gold medalist, man. People had big hopes for Duane Bobick. You know, he was the like I said, man, he was a white heavyweight, and Jerry Cooney was just fading out, and America needed another one, and that fell on Duane Bobick, man. He was expecting, like I said, to bring a gold medal home, but he was brutalized. He had beaten Teofilo Stevenson earlier as an amateur, and in the Olympics, the first 2 rounds were back and forth. The third round, Teofimo just bombarded on him, put him away. But he had some pretty amazing amateur fights, man. In fact, he beat Larry Holmes. He stopped Larry Holmes in the amateurs. And this is thanks to my friend Nick M out there, man. I'm gonna bring this up, see if we can show this here, man. Through the magic of StreamYard, we can share it over here, man. Share and share alike, right? But let's watch him. This is against Larry Holmes as an amateur. You can see Larry Holmes is definitely he filled out a lot more, but he still had that style, that jab. But Duane Bobick, man, was a brawler. He hit hard. He was knocking everybody out. And Larry Holmes, it was supposed to be Nick Wells. Nick Wells, a very promising amateur. He was supposed to fight Duane Bobick for the in these box offs. But Duane beat Nick earlier, and his face was so cut up that he couldn't compete here. So Larry Holmes was an alternative. And this is Larry Holmes and Duane Bobick. And we can see Larry's not too sure, man. Larry hasn't filled out yet. Larry's still got a lot of growing up to do, man, physically. But he bounces, he's got that nice jab, he's got a good defense. But Duane Bobick, well, he was special as an amateur. And there he goes, he's knocked down Larry Holmes, man. That was a clean knockdown. And there they go, man. Larry's a guy who, when he gets knocked down, he gets up. But hey, Mick Smith, how you doing, brother? Sliding counter, man. Salute to you, bro. Just we're gonna talk a little bit about Duane Bobick, man, the great white hope of the '70s. And the memories I can share with him, because I watched his career climb and I watched it fall. And this was before he fought in the Olympics, before he fought Teofilo Stevenson. The then that was his last amateur fight when he fought Stevenson and he got stopped. But this was very promising, man. You know, he's taking on future heavyweight great. Not that we have the vision to see that. Let's see, Duane Bobick, he was trained by Joe Frazier. So you can see he's got that crouching style where he comes in, he hits hard. He's got a nice uppercut. He's got some great shots. Yeah, but if anybody will get it, bro, he fought Weaver as an amateur and as a pro, I believe. Beat him both times, and Mike Weaver, future Hall of Famer. Not a fan of Gil Clancy, eh, Mick Smith? See, I kind of like the guy. But then again, there aren't too many people I don't like around, especially in boxing, man. Everybody's got their own style, their own thing, man. Even that crazy Tank, I don't know what we're gonna do with him, man. Uncontrolled violence, uncontrolled rage, I guess, man. You know, I was raised from the school where you don't lay the hands on women, man. We don't hit them. They're made for loving, for cuddling, for anything but hitting, bro. You know, my mother and my father used to scream at each other. Never saw my father hit my mother. You know, and I been through many relationships, and I pushed a girl once, knocked her down, and I felt so fucking bad. I said, "Damn, how can I hurt somebody that I'm so much bigger than, so much stronger than?" Fucked up, man. I don't know, man. To me, it's an unthinkable thing, man. You know, I'm totally against that, and I don't know what the fuck is the matter with Tank, man. I think he might have grown up in a household where that was the norm. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know. And you know, I love Tank as a boxer, but as a human being, man, he leaves a lot to be desired. And man, that's because right now we know more than we need to know. See, back in the 70s, we didn't know shit about boxers unless they got fucking arrested for a triple murder or some fucking shit like that. Even the Hurricane. You know, I grew up and I didn't know about the Hurricane until Bob Dylan put that song out. Oh, yeah, Larry's doing a lot of holding in here. He basically gets disqualified for excess holding. Plus he gets knocked down. The 3 knockdown rule, I believe. I don't know, but I think it was for excess holding. And here we go, man. We're in this is the third and final round. Let's see, Larry Holmes he still looks like Larry Holmes out there. I don't care if he's got the headgear on, the wife beater on, the hell of a thing to say now, the wife beater. But yeah, I mean those those tank tops. And they're doing some head-to-head slugging here, and Duane Bobick is he's in high gear. He's in full speed against Larry Holmes, man. And can you imagine what Larry would have done to him in the pros, man? Oh my God. But amateur boxing's different, and Larry matured. Larry grew up. I think Bobick got a lot of favoritism, and that was it, man. That was disqualification. Is he stopping the fight, or is that another points loss? No, that's it. He stopped the fight, man. That was the end of it, man. That was the That was a highlight for the career of Duane Bobick. Hey, Pigeon, how you doing, bro? Good to see you over here, man. Good to see you over here. And like I said, man, Duane went to the Olympics. We thought he was gonna win. I watched him get KO'd by Teofilo Stevenson, and that was his last amateur fight, man. You know, he started his pro career in 1973, spring of '73, and like I said, man, he trained with he was managed and trained by the legendary heavyweight Joe Frazier. You know, he won his he was on a winning streak. He wasn't fighting any household names, but Mike Weaver, like I said, Billy Daniels, Randy Newman, Scott Ledoux, veteran Chuck Wepner. Everybody knows Chuck Wepner. That's Rocky, man. That was the dude who Sylvester Stallone named Rocky. And hey, Tupac, how you doing, my brother? Glad to see you in here, man. I appreciate it. And my brother Nick had that fight on his chart. Let's see if we can find that. We're gonna play that. We'll go about halfway through it. We'll watch Chuck Wepner and Duane Bobick. This was one of the biggest wins of his career. There we go, man. There we go. Chuck Wepner, the Bayonne bleeder, the man who's got an official knockdown of Muhammad Ali on his record, and he's taking on the undefeated Olympic star, amateur star, you know, Duane Bobick, who's destined for big things. In fact, Muhammad Ali could have fought Duane Bobick in 1976, 86. How you doing, my brother? And Ali turned it down. Ali didn't want to take a big money fight. Of course, it was a slip, Con. We all know that, bro. But it's an official knockdown on Ali's record, bro. Just like Marvin Hagler, one official knockdown. Yeah, this was a wild brawl, and you can see how Scott Ledoux has got that. How Chuck Wepner is nailing him with that right hand when he throws it, because that was Duane Bobick's weakness, man. He was a sucker for the right hand. And this was, where was this fight? Let's see, man. Let me check it out. This was in Utica College, man. Utica College up in New York, bro. And this was in 1976. October 2nd, to be exact, man. And I mean, look at these shots. These guys are just brawling with each other, man. Very little finesse, very little boxing. Rock'em sock'em robots all the way, man. Whew. Good stuff, bro. Good stuff. There you can see Duane Bobick's getting him in the corner, unloading, but Scott Ledoux, what commercial is this, man? I don't even... Pipe tobacco. You don't show those on. Don't sell that much anymore. And there they go, man, in the fourth round. And I don't remember seeing this fight either. I was a boxing fan in '76. I guess this wasn't on. This wasn't available on any of the broadcast services that we had. The whole three of them. But you can see Chuck Wepner just going through, throwing the 1-2s, hitting Bobick in the head. Bobick showing his lack of defense. But Bobick is still showing a lot of power. And like I said, man, Chuck Wepner, the Bayonne bleeder, he was a guy who bled in gallons, man. You know, when he went to the ring, you needed to bring a mop. And there you go, the rabbit punches, man. He was famous for, he pissed Ali off with those rabbit punches. In fact, I saw him fight Andre the Giant in it was on the undercard of the Muhammad Ali Antonio Inoki fight. Chuck Wepner against Andre the Giant. And it was a real fight too. It was on. Chuck Wepner was nailing Andre with those rabbit punches. Andre got pissed off. He gave him a headbutt with that giant head of his, the size of a fucking trash can, and that was it, man. Fucking Chuck didn't want any more of Andre after that. But there we go. Nice slip by Bobick. But Bobick's got the. You can tell he's got that. He's got a sluggish style. He's moving in, throwing punches, trying to smother you. He doesn't have that jab on the outside. Throw maybe one or two jabs, overhand rights, man. But you don't see the boxing that he had in his amateur days. Because I mean, dude, look at those rabbit punches, man. Unbelievable. See, but the thing is, man, you got to remember, Duane Bobick in 1977, I think he fought 10 times, man. Imagine that for a heavyweight. 10 times. Unbelievable. Maybe the boxers today are looking back on these fighters and saying, I'm not going to end up like that. Because like I said, man, Duane Bobick has got, he's debilitated with devastating dementia right now. And look at that fucking Chuck Wepner with those rabbit punches, man. This doesn't look like they like each other too much. Duane Bobick kind of emotionless when he fights. I've never seen him turn up the heat. I never saw the look of anger on his face, bro. But I'll tell you, man. Oh, nice uppercut. Nice right uppercut by Bobick at the bell. The Lincoln Continental. Oh, baby. Oh, that's a Ford LTD. Oh, well, Ford, Mercury, Lincoln, they're all made in the same factory. I guess those LTDs are made to look like the Lincolns. There we go, man. The start of round 5. Wepner. I can't believe that referee is letting him get away with that. Who is that referee? At first I thought it might have been Miguel Perez, but nah. And then Bobick, nice combination, unloads, nice left hooks, right crosses. Nice stuff. God's son, salute my bro. We're watching Duane Bobick. And the Bayonne bleeder Chuck Wepner. This is we're reliving the career of Duane Bobick, man. The great white hope of the 70s. Born in 1950, April 1950. Still alive, suffering from dementia, chronic CTE, chronic traumatic encephalitis. And with these rabbit punches, can you imagine a career of doing this, minimum 7 fights a year? I mean, these guys, this was just crazy stuff. You average the fights that they have. And look, wow, fucking crazy stuff. I'm going to show you Cat something too as soon as this fight's over. I don't want to forget it, man. We're talking about Christmas over here. Oh, Wepner with a nice uppercut and nice left hook, nice uppercut. See, Duane Bobick is... And man, he's holding him behind the head. Oh, I can't believe Chuck is getting away with that. Bang! Another rabbit punch. I don't know if you're counting the rabbit punches, but man. Dude, every shot he throws is a rabbit punch. This is insane. And those things the damage is inevitable. There is absolutely no boxing skills on Chuck Wepner's part. Duane Bobick is just using that going forward, keeping his head down low, trying to put his head into Wepner's chest and work. Body punches are almost not unheard of in this fight. It's all head hunting. Wepner's having a little bit of a decent round here. Mm. He must be. Don't hit him behind the head. Don't hit him behind the head. I see Patty Floyd as his cut man. Old East Coast cut man. I know Murphy Griffith trained Wepner after his comeback. I'm not sure if that's It might be Murphy Griffith in there. I'm not sure, man. And here we go. I think this is the start of the 6th round. And Wepner, you can see his face looks like it's been in a beehive already. And those, just bombing away with those rabbit punches. And the thing about Chuck Wepner, man, his career is not loaded with not Chuck Wepner, I'm sorry, Duane Bobick. His career is not loaded with highlights. You know, we're gonna see some of the devastating endings he's had. He only lost 4 fights, but they were all by knockout. Devastating knockout, as we're gonna see. And this is the dues a fighter pays, man. Or the dues a fighter paid in the 70s to get a ranking, because nobody wanted to fight Duane Bobick because he was good. And they tried to freeze him out, but he was too valuable not to fight. Man, that's it. The referee has seen enough. Wepner's face is busted open. The fight is over. Doesn't look like they're hugging each other. Well, that's boxing, bro. That's some nice shit there, man. That is some nice shit. Duane Bobick, winner by TKO in the 6th round. And after that, man, he got that. He had one other fight after that. He took on undefeated Fred Hoop, who he's fought several times, and he won a unanimous decision. And then there was that fight in Madison Square Garden, 1977. I'll never forget that fight. I don't think he did either, Nick. I don't think he did either. But man, this fight, I went to a party this fight, and I think on the undercard. See, I've been to a lot of them, but I know this party, man. They kept changing the TV. This was on national television, man. It was on NBC, I believe, prime time. Something you don't see a lot of. Let me see if I can dig it up here, because once again, thanks to my brother Nick M. We're gonna get to see this fight. This is a classic, man. Like I said, man, everybody thought that see, Ken Norton was just coming off that defeat from Ali, and a lot of people were considering him the uncrowned champion. You got undefeated Great White Hope, Duane Bobick. Let's see what Duane's record was when he came into this fight. 38-0. 35 knockouts. So like I said, man, we got Duane Bobick and Ken Norton, #1 contender, #2 contender. And the winner of this was going to get the Ali fight. But, Ken Norton had other ideas. No, bro, I'm from Rhode Island. And I hope my volume's okay too, cause StreamYard was giving me some. They weren't giving me good playback on here. Hey Al Money, how you doing, my brother? But this fight, man, they were changing the channel. I went to a fight. They called it a fight party. It was really just a bunch of clowns at somebody's house. The guy bought a couple of pizzas. I think he might have had a keg of beer there. Maybe 30 people there, and two TVs, one in the kitchen, one in the living room. And the fucking people are changing. They go, oh, the fight's not on yet. The fight's not on yet. That's how they want to watch Charlie's Angels or some crazy shit like that. And I'm like, nah. Because I remember Danny Little Red Lopez was on the undercard, and Mike Rossman and Mike Corey were on the undercard. And I'm like, you motherfuckers, man. I almost got in a couple of fights that night because I said I went in the kitchen. I said nobody's changing this channel. A bunch of broads there. They wanted, like I said, man. Three's Company, Charlie's Angels. This is a prime time. I believe it was a Monday night. I'm not sure, but it was during the week. In '77, I was fucking nuts. I was doing coke. I was drinking out every night, man. I was having a hell of a time, bro. Before one of the dysfunctional marriages in my life, but this was a great night. Memphis freestyle, bro. Salute to you, bro. Happy holidays out there, man. We're gonna watch a fight right now that shocked a lot of people. This was when there was a lot of shit going on with muggings in New York. And Saturday Night Live, they had to, they were big at the time. It was actually funny back in 1977. You had Eddie Murphy and Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd and fucking John Belushi. It was funny shit, man. So, man, let's check this out. Let's check this fight out. 31-year-old Ken Norton. 222 pounds, 37 and 430 knockouts, man. The uncrowned heavyweight champion to some because that last fight with Ali, I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to say Muhammad Ali won that last fight, and I love Muhammad Ali. I probably love him as much as I love my father. But Ken Norton coming in as the underdog. Everybody thought he was the shot fighter. He's over 30 years old. And this was in Madison Square Garden on a weeknight. I think there might have even been a police strike. There was some kind of weird shit going on. Do we see a lot of cops at ringside? But yeah, there's Ken Norton, who was brought in kind of as the sacrificial lamb here. Now, this was supposed to be the coming of ages. Yeah, there's Dave Wolf, man. Dave Wolf was a manager of Duane Bobick. Dave Wolf managed Ray Boom Boom Mancini. He managed Ed Too Tall Jones. He was more of a carnival man than an actual boxing promoter, a boxing manager rather. But it's funny because he was out of was it Youngstown, Ohio? Or was it? I think it was Youngstown. But Ray Mancini, see, he had an apartment. He had an apartment where he put the fighters. He managed. He gave them a place to live. And Ray Mancini said he moved into his place, and he says, Too Tall Jones' stuff was still in my room. His clothes were still in there. It looked like they hadn't even changed the bed. But that kind of tells you a little bit about Dave Wolf. But he was one of the characters in boxing, and there goes, Duane coming down to the ring, man, looking like he's going to take the crown. And like I said, man, the overhand right, that was his weakness. Now, I don't see a lot of cops there. Usually you see cops, especially in Madison Square Garden. They would be everywhere. And I recall there was a police strike at the time. So very, very limited amounts there. There was no riot. I mean, people were kind of stunned. And there's Duane Bobick in his corner. You know, he's got his brothers with him. It's supposed to be his coronation over here. Little does he know, he's still got somebody with a little bit of gas in their tank over here. You know, one of the great heavyweights, bro. His problem was he was in the era of Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. You know, any other era, Ken Norton, he would have been he was a champion. He was the only champion who never won his title in the ring and never defended it successfully in the ring. You know, he was bestowed the title on behalf of his 15-round victory over Jimmy Young when Leon Spinks wouldn't fight him when Leon Spinks beat Ali. And there's Murphy Griffith pulling the looks like a garlic cloves off of his neck there, man. I mean, this brings back some cool memories. The thing was, Norton and Joe Frazier were such good friends that they wouldn't fight each other. And this is cold, silent Ken Norton. He knows he's got a job to do. He's going to catch him fast. He's going to catch him early, man. If you never saw this fight before, check this out. This is short, brutal, interesting. You know, it's what we like to do over here, man. Over at Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and more. Norton was a funny one with the chin, man. You watch him fight Larry Holmes back and forth. Bombs, they bombing each other. You know, you watch him in different fights, but yet when he came against a heavy hitter like Ernie Shavers and George Foreman and Jerry Cooney, you know, he was like a deer in the headlights. Might have been the reputation that preceded them. And if Bobick had beaten Norton here, he probably would have went on to fight Leon. But then again, Leon is another one, very, very fast career. And here we go, man. Don't take your eyes off. Watch the overhand right. Boom. He already hurt him with it. That overhand right, just keep your eye on Ken Norton's overhand right. Duane Bobick's chin is a magnet for that. Boom! He's ready to go down, uppercut. Oh, Norton's unloading on him, man. Duane Bobick is helpless right now. Watch the overhand right that ends. Bang! Oh, one more for good measure. Whoop! Boom! Oh my goodness. How many? Oh. Oh, I was watching this saying, no, not one round. I mean, I like Ken Norton. I thought Norton was going to win, but not in one round, man. And look at this, man. That was it. The referee counts to 10 just as he gets up, looks at Bobick, and he says, "You're in no condition to continue." He wants the fight to go on. He let it go on. He was up. He wasn't up at 10, but you know, Madison Square Garden, national television. And Ken Norton just goes, "Hey, I just rejuvenated myself." And they were talking about a fourth fight with Ali, but this is when Ali went to Leon Spinks instead. You know, he didn't want that fourth fight. You know, Ali was very selective towards the end of his career. He had options. And look at that, man. Look at that. Ken Norton, one of the big upset, man. Big upset back in the day. Big upset back in the day, but the thing about Ken Norton, the thing about Duane Bobick, that's the man we're talking about over here, man. He didn't he didn't get discouraged after that, man. He came back with another comeback, and this fight was in this was in May of '77, and he came back in July and fought Scott Ledoux, his old nemesis. Yeah, I think Corey would have beaten Bobick, man. But you know, these hypothetical fights that didn't happen, we could go back and forth all day, and that's the way it goes. But anyway, man, he ran to this South African. At the time, Bob Arum was bringing South Africans in. The WBC refused to recognize them. Ali wouldn't fight the South Africans. He was offered big money to fight Kali Kanotsi, Harry Coetzee, or Mike Koronnicki. He was the third one at the time. But this Kali Kanotsi, let me see if I can dig this one up here, man. We'll throw this one up here, man. This was see, Kali Kanotsi, South African. He came in with a 13-2 record. And he had the reputation of being a hard ass, being a cop from South Africa, you know, being part of the problem down there. But anyway, man, Bob Arum brought these heavyweights to America, and Duane Bobick on the comeback trail. And here he goes, man. This is thanks to my brother Nick out there, man. This is Duane Bobick and Kali Kanotsi. And remember, Duane Bobick is still only one defeat. I think he's got almost 40 victories. And see, he's in the Kali Kanotsi. He lost to John Tate in the finals for the WBA heavyweight title. They had an elimination in South Africa. And Kali was still considered a huge puncher, a big threat. So, you know, Bob Arum brought him to America, and unfortunately, he didn't pan out very well. But against Duane Bobick, like I said before, man, the Bobick has still got that same style. He's just coming inside, rushing inside, a lot of head hunting. And he's going against a puncher here. He's going against somebody who doesn't have much else besides a punch. In fact, he's very similar. I guess that South African style. It's very similar to Harry Coetzee. You know, straight up, jab, right hand, overhand right, left hook. Very, very basic. But when you're 220 pounds, back then when that was the norm, that was not like today. Today you'd be a bridger weight. You'd be a small heavyweight. But then again, man, Usyk is 220, so like they say, not the size of the dog in the fight. But Kali Kanotsi is a man on a mission over here, and Bobick has been through so many wars. And see, I didn't see this fight either. I read about it in the I don't know if it was in the New York Daily, or if it was in the Post, or if it was in a boxing magazine a couple of months later. But really, that's the only way you could get the information, unless you had some good inside contacts. Yeah, they're trading inside, and Kali Kanotsi is just bombing him with that overhand right. And every time he throws it, it's rattling the brain of Duane Bobick. It's doing damage. And like I said, Duane, oh, look at that, the overhand right followed by a left hook. You know, Duane's inside, but he's not moving his hands good. He's not moving his hands with any conviction. Oh, fact, man, Mike Weaver was definitely totally undedicated until he hooked up with Ken Norton and totally revitalized that career. What is that, a ring man in there with a ring card man? I guess so. Break them glass ceilings, right? Oh, is that Eddie Futch in there? Who was in Bobick's corner? I know we got Murphy Griffith in there. I know we got Dave Wolf in there. But is that Georgie Benton? And here we go, man. The second round. The thing about Duane Bobick, you know, when he went down, a ring man. I'd dress him up a little sexier than that, though. At least put a pair of shorts on him, right? Shave his legs. You know, when I was bodybuilding, they wanted me to dance in some fucking club. A lot of cats I was training with, they were doing that on the side for money. I said, get the fuck out of here, man. Come on. Oh, really, man? You can make $150 for an hour. And plus tips. Ain't that? Not me, bro. Not me. Long time ago. A whole nother lifetime. But Duane Bobick is trying his best to keep his career alive. You know, he's fighting the badass South African over here. But that badass South African's got some fucking power in those fists, man. And Muhammad Ali was offered, I believe it was like $10 million to go to South Africa. Or even to fight him in America, and he wouldn't do it, man. His principles, nope. Yeah, they're doing a lot of heavy hitting in here, a lot of inside punching. And once again, now somebody mentioned earlier these fights could be in a phone booth, and oh yeah, I mean this fight could be, you could do this in a 5x5 ring. Look at these fucking guys, man. They're not no footwork, no side to side, pushing, hitting, holding, and not a lot of holding either. They're just playing rock'em sock'em robots over here. Very entertaining heavyweight fight. I hope the Stephen Shaw Effie Ajagba fight works out, man. That's going to be in another couple of weeks, man. That's going to be a great fight. As far as what they're giving us today, see, you know, we're getting contenders who should be fighting each other, but they're in main events. Boxing is all screwed up, man. That's why I run back into the glory days, you know. Christmas Eve, I text a lot of my friends, man. I text like Marlon Starling and Sugar Ray Seals and Tim Witherspoon, Jose Rebalta, all the cats that I met lately, and they all got back to me. A couple of them called me. Vinny Paz wants to do a show. I says, Vinny, I asked him to drop on. That it was his birthday a couple of weeks ago. And I sent him a text. He never got back to me to see if he wanted to hop on. And I sent him a Merry Christmas text. He called me back and goes, yeah, bro, let's do it. So that's going to be coming up pretty soon. We're going to be talking to Rhode Island's own Vinny Pazienza on here. Vinny Paz. No more Pazienza. He legally changed to Paz, the Paz man. So look forward to that. And I'm trying to get Jose Rebalta hooked up with internet now, because he's another great guy. I just met him, and he wants to get the message out. He wants to, you know, he wants to come on here, and I told him, I said, this is what we want to do, is bring the flowers to you guys while you're still alive. We want to share your knowledge, man. It's just so cool. I love talking to these guys. I think that's what God made me for. You know, Marlon. I call Marlon once a week now. Tim, man, I could call Tim. I could call Tim right now and say, hey, how you doing, brother? You know, I've gotten a bond with these cats, which is just so cool, man. It's where I belong in life. But watch where Duane Bobick's going to get another rude awakening. And now he's only got one defeat. He's been knocking out everybody. And you know, as soon as he takes on a serious contender, a serious fighter, Kali Kanotsi, South African champion, was brought here to become a champion. Unfortunately, Harry Coetzee was the better fighter. Kanotsi got stopped. He got beat up by, like I said, by John Tate. Mike Weaver might have beat him up too. I'm not quite sure about how his career. But look at the job he's doing on Duane Bobick. Now he's hurting Bobick in this round, man. Cool shit, bro. I guess this is when white heavyweights could fight, bro. But then again, man, boxing to me is colors. I never even knew about fucking color until I came on YouTube and heard all this crazy shit. You know, fights were fights. Oh, that overhand right. Oh, we gotta watch that one more time. One more time here. Oh. Fight is over. End of the fight. Stop the fight. All right, man. Let me see if I can get that back one more time here before I. Here we go. Keep your eye on this one, man. Keep your eye on this one. Kanotsi's overhand right. Inside with those uppercuts, he steps back. Stanley Christodoulou, is that him? I don't really know who the referee. Oh, there it was. Oh no, that was it. And good night. He's up. He's in no condition to fight. The fight is over. Once again, the second loss for Duane Bobick. Hey, let me show you something, man. You know, I went over to my sister's house for Christmas, and my brother says, hey, he says, there's a boxing glove up in the attic, man. He says, is it yours? And I'm like, I don't remember. Maybe it is, but, you know, I don't remember shit these days, man. I get some kind of, maybe I have CTE too, man, from all the fucking shots I took back in the day. But anyway, man, he says, you want it? I said, yeah. I said, well, let me go get it. Let me look at it. So he comes down. He's got this fucking thing. This looks like this was 1940. The laces on here, the holes. I mean, this is horsehair. There's no foam in this thing. This is old horsehair. And right now, you could bang nails with the top of this. It's hard. If I were to put this on and hit you in the jaw, I'd break your jaw. But this looks like something from the 50s, man. The only thing I can think of is there was this dude my father was friends with. His name was John the Barber. And he had the barber shop, and the only thing they had in there was boxing magazines. When I was a kid, they'd have a few comic books, but I mean, it was the same ones. He never got new ones. They had the Archie and, you know, maybe Superman. But when he died, he gave my dad a bunch of stuff, and I don't know, man, you know. This was such, it was given to me. My brother gave it to me. It wasn't a Christmas present, but it was the best thing I got yesterday. And you know, I'd like to have it checked out and find out where it came from, who manufactured it. Maybe there's a story behind it. But look at that sucker, man. The leather's all cracked on there. I mean, that is there's a little rip in the seam came apart in here. But aside from that, man, that's something to hang on the wall. Maybe I can get Joe Louis to autograph that. But maybe that's the ones that 210 Tony Galento wore. But you know, Duane, he fought on, man. That was in February of 1978. Knocked out cold, right? In March, he's back in the ring, and he fought Mike Scuddy, who's a name that you'd recognize, but he's definitely coming back that fast after that devastating knockout. And he fought. Let's see, in 1978, after the Kanotsi fight. See, he fought once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, seven, eight, 8 fights in 1978, and that was my crazy year. Not the blizzard of '78, bro. My brother was stuck on the highway for 3 days. There was so much snow. If you couldn't get out of your house for unless you had professional help. If you were if I was living here back then, yeah, I'd be here for a week. The snow was like 6 feet high everywhere. You had to have front end loaders come down and get your driveway out. I mean, it was huge. It snowed for 3 days. I had a great time, bro. I had just moved to this new apartment, 3rd floor. The guy who rented it to me was a meat manager at Almac Supermarket. He had a freezer full of steaks. He says, "Oh, whatever you take, just throw a couple of bucks in on the side, see what it says on the label." Dude, I was in heaven. Hey, Brandon, how you doing, my brother? Yeah, 3 days on 195. Brandon, one of the dudes from when I had my nutrition store. Shout out to you, brother. You know, that was another career that I had that I'll talk about that on here sometime, bro. But Brandon came in there. I used to diet people, man. He came in. He was in good shape, maybe 10, 15 pounds overweight. But he did what I told him to do. He ate the right things, man. He drank the protein shakes and he trained. And man, I wanted him to go on a natural bodybuilding contest, but he got married and man, there goes there goes your bodybuilding career, my brother. But yeah, man, it was a crazy time, and I just moved into this apartment. I was out of my mind on coke. I was the year of '78. I call that the blizzard in my head too. I had a bunch of weed. I didn't have to leave the house, man. I had everything I wanted, so I stayed in for about 4 days, 3 or 4 days till somebody shoveled me out. But anyway, man. Duane Bobick won all his fights on his comeback. But then he ran into this other cat, man, John Tate. And I remember sitting in my apartment on that 3rd floor. This was after I'd been in there for a year. This was at the beginning of 1979, February 17th to be exact. And this was on Saturday afternoon on a Wide World of Sports. I remember this fight. I had a date with this chick. We were going to go out and get some lobsters at this, I don't know, I think we were going to this place called Jack's. It's a little joint. It was in Warren. But anyway, man, they had a nice big stuffed lobster. And, back then, man, I wasn't worried about what I was eating. I blobbed out. That's when I had my transformation from the 235 with love handles and tits and everything. That's when I got myself down to 5% body fat and got into bodybuilding and got into nutrition and health and turned it all around. But back at this fight, when this fight happened, John Tate was another Olympic medalist. And this was a battle of the Olympians, the battle of the 72 Olympians and the battle of the 76 Olympians. We got Big John Tate. He's from Nashville, Tennessee, undefeated. And this was at the Market Square Arena, Indianapolis, Indiana. Thanks to my brother Nick M over here. I'm gonna pull that one up too. And this fight, man, I liked both fighters. I liked John Tate. I thought John Tate was eventually going to be something. He was special. He just had that. He had that appeal. He was a slick fighter. He was a powerful fighter. And he had the goods, as they used to say back in the day, man. He definitely had the goods. And Duane Bobick, this was his last chance, man. I felt my heart went out to Duane Bobick. I'm like, this is gonna be a tough one here, man. But let's check this one out. Let's check this one out here, man. Let's go to Market Square Arena in Indianapolis, Indiana, on that afternoon of February 17th, 1979. This is when I had stopped doing coke. Like when 79 started, that's when I said, fuck this shit, it's garbage. I'm watching marriages break up. I'm watching fucking friends fighting each other for the last fucking half a gram or whatever. It was. I realized that this stuff was the poison that I did not need in my body. I was starting to smarten up a little bit, but then again, I fell back into drugs so much after that. But I did get off the coke. I haven't done coke since that time. But here we go, man. This was Duane Bobick's last hurrah, and this is John Tate on that ladder up, man. John Tate had a short and storied career, man. He won the WBA heavyweight title, beating Harry Coetzee in the front and down in South Africa, and then he lost it on his first defense to Mike Weaver on one of these great cards that they have where they put all these cool fights on. Well, this is Wide World of Sports, but here's Duane Bobick. He still looks like a kid in there. Hitting the road up in Minnesota. I mean, he was the total package for a while there. People had high hopes in him. The next Rocky Marciano, and here he is against Teofimo Stevenson, a magnet for the overhand right. Boom! Look at that! Wow. And when Duane Bobick went down, he stayed down. Oh, there was the Norton massacre once again. The overhand, a couple of shots, boom! I mean, dude, that was his undoing, is the overhand right. Cali Canosa, the fight we just saw. I could have just eliminated this whole show and just put those into little this highlight reel here, man. Doing the pad work. Once again, this was and you can see Dave Wolf standing there watching him. And he was a gym rat, Duane Bobick. And you can see how many fights he had. See, these fighters stay there. Like we just saw Jamel Charlo break the hand. But he was inactive for like a year, man. See, that's the thing, man. Inactivity, it gets you softer. You lose bone density. And I think that's what happened to Jamel. He went back into training, went 100%. Dude, you can't do that. You gotta stay in shape. You don't get in shape. You stay in shape. A boxer's career, I don't think it should be as long as these guys' careers are today. I think they should be. There he is, man. This guy also managed Cyndi Lauper. I think. No, that was I'm sorry, that was Laura Bano, and that was Cyndi Lauper's husband's name was David Wolf. But look at this dude. And there's Murphy Griffith, man. Wow, this is I guess this is a pretty good tape, Nick. I probably should see. That's the thing. I don't like to play these because I'm afraid I'm going to get pinched. But
a young pro on the scene. He's only had 17 fights. It's pretty much pushes me back a couple of years again, and I don't have a couple of years to waste right now. I'm 28. I'm in the prime of my career. I have 3 or 4, maybe 5 years right in front of me, but I can't afford to lose 2 years. The tape fight definitely is very crucial, and I'm ready for this like I've been ready for no other fight.
There he is, man. I was getting a wicked hum when I was putting that on there. But Bobick up in the hills of Minnesota doing his road work. Only 28. I mean, it's he's definitely a throwback fighter. And I guess ABC's Wide World of Sports, they wanted to see Duane Bobick do well in his comeback over here. Because like I said, man, whenever he fought a big name, whenever he fought a ranked fighter, that right hand just stuck on his chin. But yeah, he makes that speed bag sing from being in the gym for 25 years, Yeah, we'll get right to the ring here. There we go, man. There we go. 48-2, 42 knockouts. He's had 50 fights, man. That's a hell of a career for a guy that's only been in the ring for less than 5 years. Right, 73, 78, yeah, man. Just over 5 years. And there's Big John Tate. before he got starts by Weaver and his career went downhill fast, man. He was a lot of promise. Hey, I got the sex find out there. If anybody wants to use that, man, please do. If you don't, get him out of here for me, will you please? I give most of you cats your wrenches, didn't I? Make sure, yeah, Brandon's got his wrench out there. Beverly Rose, man, Beverly Rose, I didn't give you yours. Oh my goodness. Beverly Rose is a moderator in here. Don't fuck with Beverly Rose, man. Here we go, man. This is another one. Can't see it. You got to see it. I'm seeing it on my YouTube. I'm seeing it on my StreamYard. But there we go, man. They're both exchanging nice punches as fight starts. But watch the overhand right once again, man. Oh, just got smacked in the face with it. Oh, that overhand right, man. Duane, my friend, man. I wish you so much health. I hope you get better. I know there's really no cure for that, man. Oh, look at that, man. Look at oh. This was sad to watch. This was sad to watch, man. You know, I just didn't want to see Duane Bobick get knocked out again. Oh. Unfucking believable. I can only imagine what his head is thinking. That's it, man. Second knockdown. The referee doesn't want to end this fight. See, this is the day where these referees, they knew that they wanted to give you your money's worth. They didn't like first round stoppages. And there goes Duane Bobick like a lamb to the slaughter. I think the three knockdown rule is in effect here. And John Tate staying on the outside, man, and just beautiful boxing by John Tate, man. This was when John Tate was coming up the ladder, looking good, man, kicking ass. Oh, those right hands, man. He just one after another, right hand after. Oh man, stop it. Oh. And that referee is just, what's he waiting for? What's he waiting for? Go to your neutral corner, Duane. Duane, I'm so sorry, my brother. See, this legitimized John Tate. It kind of told Duane Bobick that his career was over, but he fought one more time after this, man, and he got knocked out by George Chaplin. And like I said, man, I communicated with his Facebook page last night or 2 nights ago. I think it was last night, and I dropped him the link to this show, man. You know, just hoping maybe he'd watch it. And see, John Tate, he couldn't be happier, man. His first big win. And Duane Bobick, he knows it's the end of the line. Watch those right hands. Boom. 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 I mean, nah. Can't even watch it anymore. Can't even watch it anymore. Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. Let's see what's up here, man. You know, boxing is beautifully brutal. And John Tate, oh. It's funny, man. These white heavyweights, they all go down the same. When Jerry Quarry gets hit, it's almost the same mannerisms. Almost went like when Vladimir Klitschko got fucking tagged by Lamont Brewster. But yeah, John Tate's in his corner, man. He knows bigger, brighter things are gonna come. Let's see, I'll just put that on my my small screen over here. See what's going on. And you know, this was the career of Duane Bobick. You know, we watched some of his some fights that I thought were very, very entertaining here. Let me go back to the there we go. And you know, we saw the comeback. And like I said, man, his last fight was a knockout to prospective the heavyweight prospect George Chaplin later in that year. He retired at 28 years old. His final record, man, 48 wins, 4 losses, no draws, 42 by knockout, 6 by decision. All his losses were by knockout. I thank you so much for coming in here, man. Shout out to Duane Bobick, man, you know. You're in my thoughts, you're in my prayers, brother. Thank you all for coming by here, man. This is Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and More. Make sure you sub. We're going to be doing a lot of things, man. Like I said, I talked to a lot of fighters. I've formed a bond with a lot of fighters from my era, and they seem just as excited to come on here and let their lives be known than I'm going to be to have them on here. Make sure you drink a lot of water. Stay hydrated. Nick, that's a classic comment, brother. 28 years, man. 28 years old where fighters today are still fighting in preliminary matches. Thank you so much for coming on here, man. I don't want to babble. I want to save that for another time. I want to dedicate this to Duane Bobick's career, man. It was great stuff. Bruce Gas, Boxing, Jazz, and More. God bless you. I'm out of here, man. Peace.